How's it going, everybody? It's Eong here, and welcome to a Death Stranding news update. The following information comes from Horizon Zero Dawn, Guerrilla Games' latest open-world epic. A few days ago, I discussed a Death Stranding Easter egg that an Italian game website reported, and today I'm gonna expand further upon that because, as it turns out, there isn't just one Death Stranding Easter egg in Horizon Zero Dawn, there are 3 of them. Let's start by taking a look at what's listed in the game as the Stranded Necklace. This trinket can be found hanging on the neck of a corpse, as you can see here, and it's the exact same one that Norman's character wears in Death Stranding's trailer. Next up is the Stranded Shackles. This can be found on a table-like surface in one of Horizon's dungeon-like locations, and it's the very same handcuffs that both Norman and Guillermo's characters are wearing in their respective trailers. Last but not least, we have the Stranded Figure, which is none other than the doll seen throughout Death Stranding's second trailer. So a few things worth noting about these Easter eggs. 1. The way each item starts with the word stranded represents the core concept of what Death Stranding is about, which is that something has been stranded from some world. This idea of not belonging, being stranded in another world, is one that is perfectly conveyed here. Horizon and Death Stranding are 2 different games set in very different universes, so it's quite apparent that these Death Stranding items don't belong anywhere in this particular Horizon Zero Dawn world. These items are most certainly stranded somewhere where they don't belong. This all seems to further corroborate the possibility that multiple or alternate worlds or dimensions will somehow play a part in Death Stranding's story, a theory that initially began with analysis of these various physics equations, a few of which do relate to things like black holes, space-time, and multiple world theories. As time passes, there just seems to be more and more references to these kinds of concepts. Something else I'd like to show you are the descriptions of each respective Easter egg item when seen through the menu, starting with a Stranded Necklace. It states that the necklace is comprised of 6 tarnished metal ingots threaded with a plain wire. Unfortunately, it doesn't detail what the 6 metal ingots are exactly. Some people call them dog tags, others seem to think they carry data akin to flash drives, but we really don't know at this point. All we know for sure is that they are engraved with physics formulas, although we don't know why or what any of this means. Next up is the Stranded Shackles, which is described as being made from an unknown smooth material. Now, it's interesting how the description for the 6 ingots clearly states that it's made of metal, but for the shackles it says that it's made from an unknown material. This leads me to believe that these aren't any ordinary shackles. I'm thinking that they might be made of a unique fictional material, perhaps alien in nature. Last but not least, we have the Stranded Figure. It's simply listed as a battered idol of an infant, smelling faintly of decay. That last bit is rather curious. Not only does it reference the death aspect of the title Death Stranding, it may also provide some credence to theories out there that in Death Stranding, there is life beyond death and that dying in this game will be the start of something else altogether. One interesting theory I've heard is that the Norman Reedus character we see in the first trailer might actually be dead or just waking up after having died, perhaps as part of a reincarnation aspect or mechanic to both Death Stranding's narrative and gameplay. Considering that the baby doll here features the same eye color and scar as Norman's character, with Horizon describing the doll as smelling of decay, meaning that the doll somehow permeates death, perhaps this serves as further corroboration that Norman, who is assumed to be the baby doll, or that the baby doll somehow represents Norman's character, perhaps this serves as further corroboration that Norman's character is dead and that there are aspects of reincarnation that is involved in this game. Also keep in mind that Kojima has said before that he intends to change the way death mechanics in video games work, and he made it very clear that dying in Death Stranding won't be as simple as just a game over screen and restarting from the last checkpoint. So this life beyond death theory is certainly a possibility. So at best, Guerrilla and Kojima might have worked together to provide some very minor hints to those who find these Death Stranding trinkets in Horizon and look into it, and at worst, there are cool little Easter eggs that are fun to look at. What are your thoughts on the matter? Do you think the presence of these items in Horizon alongside their item descriptions provide hints regarding Death Stranding's story, or do you think they're just fun little Easter eggs? Let us know in the comments below, and to be further updated on all things Death Stranding, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out!